Namaha. Om Aim Saraswate Namaha. Om Shri Guruve Namaha. Hari Om Tat Sat. Blessed Self, Adorations. Our humble Sashtang Pranams at the holy lotus feet of Pujya Gurudev, Pujya Sri Swami Jyotirmayananda Ji Maharaj of Yoga Research Foundation, Miami, Florida. Katha Upanishad, translated into English by Pujya Gurudev, is the mystery of the soul. Chapter 1, Section 3, Mantra number 9, Day 35. So, Mantra number 8 we ended with, the body chariot driven by purified intellect leads the soul to its immortal abode, the state of self-realization or nirvana. So the purified intellect leads the soul there. This is the final goal of life, which is liberation and self-realization or nirvana. It's the same thing. Once attained, one is not born again. And therefore, the path leading to the world process is known as prayer. We had talked about this. We studied this earlier. Pray Marg and Shray Marg. So Pray Marg is the pleasant, where you enjoy the world. But later, there is pain, and also you do not get liberated. You will be born again. And Shray Marg is the path leading to the state of liberation, which is the good one. So one should deeply understand the meaning of these mantras in order to drive one's life chariot down the path of blessedness to the abode of the Absolute. So if one has the goal or has the burning aspiration to be liberated in this very life, should follow the Shray Marg, the good path. And I have heard with my own eyes, I've seen with my own eyes, and I've heard from many that they do not believe much after death. And they also, there are some who do believe that there is soul and it's reborn. So some just say that life is so good, I want to come back. I want to be born again. So it all has to come from within. If somebody wants to be liberated, they walk on that path, and for sure Lord Krishna's promise is that if for some reason you did not reach the heights, you slipped for certain things, then for sure when you are born again, you will be born in a high family, where you will be also starting your journey from the point where you had left in your prior birth. So there is no doubt at all. And that is why so many times we see kids like 2 years old, 3 years old, they play instruments, they sing bhajans, they recite scriptures just by memory. So these are some souls that were very near to self-realization but did not really reach totally there. So they had to be born again, and they have this lots of punyas from their past birth, and then they continue their journey from there. And this is very much for sure. Lord Krishna promises that if they do good within this life again, they will be liberated. But main thing is that you will not lose even any punya. You will come back with that. So choice is ours, what we want. And then just follow that path, and then easy as this, keep surrendering. Whatever you do, each action, each thought, word and action, surrender to the Lord every day in the morning and ask for forgiveness. Again surrender in the evening before sleeping, so that nothing goes wrong and your karma, your selfless service, the integral yoga is the perfect path. And as you like in Hindi they say, mukh mein Ram naam, haath mein kaam. Mukh mein Krishna naam, haath mein kaam. So you can be performing your duties. While performing duties, keep chanting Lord's name, your Ishta mantra, or your favorite mantra, or your just the Om. So that is the path you want to lead to reach this goal of self-realization with the good deeds only. So mantra number 9, it is a little longer, so I will try not to spend too much time on explaining, but we'll explain where needed definitely. So mantra number 9, one who has a pure intellect as his chariot driver and a disciplined mind as his reins crosses the world process and attains the supreme abode of divine Vishnu. And today is Ekadashi, so beautiful. It has already, so Gurudev further explains, and that was said by Lord Yama. So now Gurudev says, he is explaining further, saying, it has already been explained that the human personality is like a chariot, with the help of which the soul needs to pass through the world process and attain its journey's end. So when is the end of your journey? Of this birth and rebirth cycle is when one soul attains self-realization, or while you are in this embodiment, you attain self-realization, thus which is the abode of Lord Vishnu itself. You will feel that bliss, you will have that bliss. In this simile, the body is the chariot, the senses are the horses, the mind is the rein, the intellect is the chariot driver. Why the driver? Because the intellect is the one that keeps guiding you here, there, and and the mind keeps controlling the horses, which are the senses. And these senses abide in this body, this physical body. And the soul is being driven in this chariot either to the illusions of the world process or beyond them to the state of liberation. So here the soul is driven by this intellect, Shremarg or Premarg, the good or the pleasant. Pleasant is the one you enjoy the life of the world process. Of course, the purpose of the chariot is to attain absolute freedom from the world of time and space. So when you are liberated, you are above and beyond the world of time and space. So you are even during this embodiment, those who attain the liberation, it's called Jivan Mukta, to be liberated while still in this embodiment, and they still feel that they are already being even in the world with this embodiment. They are beyond the time and space. In a qualified aspirant, his senses are like well cultured horses, means the tamed horses. They are trained by the practice of pratyahara, the withdrawal of the senses. Like the Ashtanga Yoga, there are 8 limbs to yoga, and one of them is pratyahara, that means withdrawal of senses. They allow themselves to be controlled by the mind and intellect, even in the midst of the tempting objects of the world. So even you are in the world where there is temptation, people are enjoying, it makes no difference. The senses are already withdrawn and doesn't make any difference. You don't feel like doing whatever others are doing. The mind in such an aspirant functions like a chariot's reins. It has immense strength when the mind is endowed with enough patience and firmness to keep the senses away from evil objects and drive them towards objects that are propitious for spiritual unfoldment. Then it is like the ideal reins handled by a skilled driver. The intellect is the driver of the chariot. If it is not protected by the armor of dispassion and the helmet of discrimination, it will not succeed in crossing the dense forests of the world process, which abound with highway robbers in the form of desire, anger, greed, and infatuation. These highway robbers are ever eager to steal the spiritual treasure of bliss and peace from the soul. Such a beautiful paragraph, and in a beautiful way it is explained. The individual soul is the owner of the chariot. It needs to be driven across the terrible forests of the world process in order to be free from its repeated wanderings in the cycles of birth and death. When the soul has a pure intellect to drive it, and when this driver holds the reins of a disciplined mind in his hands, then it is drawn by highly cultured horses, the purified senses, to its destination, which is self-realization. So this is the supreme abode wherein divine Vishnu, the eternal self, dwells. Having reached this destination, one does not come back to this world process of repeated births and deaths. So basically, it's very important to have the control of senses and the good intellect that is able to guide to the correct path, the Shreya Marg. In mantra number 10, the subtle elements are beyond the senses. The mind is beyond the subtle elements. The intellect transcends the mind. Beyond the intellect, there lies the great soul in the form of cosmic mind. So basically, the gross is the physical body, and then there are senses abiding in it, and then the subtle elements, then the mind, then the intellect, then the cosmic mind, and then unmanifested Maya, and then Purusha, supreme self, supreme limit to nothingness. So we will talk more about it in our next session. Divine blessings to each one of you and your near and dear ones. Samasta lokaha sukhino bhavantu. Prayer for everyone. Om Trayambakam yajamahe sugandhim pushti vardhanam urvarukameva bandhanan mrityor mokshiye mamritat. Om Krishnaya Vasudevaya Hare Paramatmane Prantakleshanashaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Om Narayana Narayana Shriman Narayana. Divine love, light, peace, healing, prosperity to each one of you and your near and dear ones. Samasta lokaha sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. This is Swami Lalita Priyananda from Sacramento, California. Hari Om Tat Sat.